Jason, thank you
Hey,
for
how's it
joining
going?
us. Welcome to the Let's Talk Digital Marketing podcast,
Hey, thanks so much for having
broadcasting from UK, and you're in sunny Las Vegas.
me. It's really awesome to
So,
be here.
a bit about you. So you're the CEO of Fizzi Media, correct?
Yes,
Uh, and you've produced over $100 million in revenue for your clients.
for sure.
But before starting the company, you did that, and
Yes,
they worked
exactly.
with
Yes.
you
As
worked with
a
now brands.
exactly. Yeah, because before that, I worked as a freelancer. I also worked as an employee for multiple companies, and I was doing a lot of the operations myself. Building landing pages, creating videos and graphics, building email and SMS automations, and managing the ads. I was doing all of the above by myself. So I was able to generate that kind of revenue before I even started the company. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I've seen a few of your earlier interviews, which are for like 5 or 6 years ago. Uh, that's,
Okay.
I guess before Fizzy Media even started.
Yeah, for sure. Exactly.
So, firstly, how did you get into this space? How did you start with
Yeah, for
digital
sure.
marketing?
So, and you actually saw some interviews from back in the day. So, how it got started? So early in my career, when I was like 18, 19, no one really took me seriously. Uh, they were just like, "Oh, kid, you should go to this school, and then we'll talk then." And so I really wanted to break into the marketing world because I knew some people in marketing who were making, six figures a year. And I was like, wow, that's great money. I want to do that. That sounds like a great path. So I worked for this agency for 4 months straight. I did 110 hours a week and I was working for free, no pay. And I was like, wow, I really love this. And I didn't know at the time how bad that was and how illegal that was. And then I eventually went on to work at some really prestigious agencies. I did freelancing on the side all along that, and I just got really good at it. When people wanted me for freelancing, they said, "Hey, I want you to run our Facebook and Google ads." But what they didn't know is that there's a lot that goes into that. You need um, like high converting landing pages. You need automations to bring people back into the funnel. There's a lot of work, right? There's copywriting work you have to do. So I just learned how to do all the above. And I didn't know that I was doing too much. I thought all freelancers were doing that. And then I just kind of figured it out. And then fast forward to now, like I have this agency and my team members are past coworkers or past people that I've met at networking events and yeah, and now I'm in this great position because um the clients that we're working with, they're bringing more than enough business to us every single month. Like we're getting 20,000 to 50,000 MRR referred to us each month, all straight referral. And and yeah, like we don't have to market ourselves. We don't have to have social media for the business. We don't need to do any of that fancy stuff. We just focus on the service. And because I've done all the above, I have this team that I know I can manage and I know what good work is because I've had to do all the above by myself. So it's
Yeah,
like a really great place to be. I really love it
yeah. No, it sounds fantastic.
for
Uh,
sure.
so, for a business, what would be the first steps a business should take to create a paid advertising campaign?
Yeah. So the first steps they should take is first off to really like take a look at what their competitors are doing. Um, and that will give them a really great idea as to what they really need to hire out, right? Because if you look at your top competitors, people who are 10 years ahead of where you are, um, whatever ads they're running, you can go online and search for what's called Facebook ad library. And TikTok has TikTok Creative Center. You can look at the ads that your competitors are running. Whatever ads that they've been running for a really long time are ads that have worked. They're not gonna just turn off something that is working. They're gonna keep on running it. So um, That's a great place to start. You look at the ads
Mm,
they're running, you'll click into the ad and you look at the landing page that they have, and then you get a great idea of, okay, this is what I need to do. I need to run ads like this. I need landing pages like this. The next step is to find a, uh, a media buying agency, an online advertising agency that not only knows how to run ads, but is really good at building landing pages like they've seen from their competitors. But even more so from that, that has a really good copywriting team. Now, I'm going to go on a tangent from this because I have a really controversial view on online marketing. I
yes,
believe
go ahead.
this, and I've seen endless examples of this. You can have the ugliest landing pages, the ugliest video ads, the ugliest graphic ads, the ugliest looking emails. But if you have great messaging as a result of having good copywriters on your team, you can move mountains. You can get amazing results. Now, I'm not saying we do ugly landing pages. Our landing pages are sexy, right? Now, uh, and so because of that, the biggest part of our payroll is copywriters. We go all in on copywriters knowing that, and that's how we get results. So the problem that a lot of people run into when they try to hire an online advertising agency is they get someone that says, "Oh, we're the best at advertising," whatever that means. And they're like, "Oh yeah, like we're really good at Google. We're really good at Facebook ads. We can build you a landing page." And the thing is, most of them can't even build landing pages, let alone be that good if they don't have good copywriters. And if you know what you're doing, you will ask them, "So tell me more about your copywriting team." And they'll say, "Oh, well, we have some VAs, or oh, we have our advertising guys like write some copy," but they don't talk about having copywriters because they don't have copywriters,
It's
or
a
they don't.
sample.
And so that should be the biggest red flag. It's like, wait, how can you give me results if you don't have anyone that's focused on the messaging, which is the most important part? You
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
uh,
that's an interesting view. Uh, do you believe with Google ads and Facebook ads, you should have a dedicated landing page, or does it matter? Can it be
exactly.
directed straight to the homepage of the website?
So here's another controversial view too. A lot of people, they send all of their traffic from Instagram, from their YouTube channel, from their Google ads, all to the same page. Um, and the problem with that is a funnel that will work for your YouTube audience will be a completely different funnel than what works for your organic Instagram audience or your Google ads or your Facebook ads. So if you really, really want a high conversion rate all across the board, you need a unique funnel for each one. Now, it doesn't need to look too different, but there will be different optimizations that work for one traffic source than another. Like for our most successful clients, we use the same looking funnel for our Facebook ads and Google ads, but the difference between those two funnels is the headlines and how long the landing pages are. For a Facebook ad funnel, the landing pages need to be a whole lot longer. Whereas for our Google ads, the landing pages need to be like maybe like a medium size, but more focused on messaging and quick results. Because if they're clicking from a Google ad, right, they're searching, oh, marketing agency, and then your ad comes up. They're clicking and taking action based on impulse, and you have to get them through that funnel as quickly as possible. Whereas on Facebook ads, you disrupted their pattern of scrolling on the feed, and so they need to be convinced that you're good. So you have to have so much information that gets them to stop and read and take their time, maybe watch some videos. So there's a completely different strategy there. And so that's a really good question.
And that's the same for TikTok landing pages
Yeah,
as well.
exactly. Yeah. What you would run organically to your TikTok audience, right? If they tell them, hey, click the link in the bio, that funnel will work completely different. I've seen it where that funnel, you can get away with not as much information, and then you click, and instead of opting in to give your name and email, on the next page you already click buy, whether it's $1,000 product, a $2,000 product, and that just works well for people because that audience has been following you for months, they don't need any other messaging. They just want to know where to buy. So
Sure.
that's why it's completely different.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
For sure.
How do you determine for your clients which platform would be the best for them to be on?
So for us, we've been in the service-based industry for a very long time, even before Fizzy was a thing. So, because everyone that's on my team, they're a lot older than me. I have people on my team who are 10, 20 years older than me. So we've been in this industry for a while. And so first, we've already seen the patterns as to what is really going to work for different industries, right? And so it removes that guessing game or that testing phase where we have to try and figure that out. Um, but then wait, okay, hold on. Can you repeat the question again?
Yeah, sure. How do you choose which platform is best for your
Yeah.
clients?
Exactly. So we've already figured that out for certain niches, but
Yeah.
what we will do if we don't know for a specific niche is we will try a blend of Facebook and Google advertising, and then we will go from there, and very quickly we can find out, oh, it's like this works better, or sometimes both work well. Let's keep both on. Now for other niches, it really is common sense. For example, if you have a niche, for example, say all you do is build web pages, that is very niche. To think that you're going to have a lot of success by just reaching people in volume and hoping that enough of them click and take action, it's kind of naive. And where you would do that is like Facebook ads, TikTok ads, and you just reach people in volume and hope that they'll take action. What you should be doing is advertising on something like Google or Microsoft, or both of them, which is good, where people are actively searching for that service. It's like, hey, web page builders, funnel builders, landing page builders. And you're just capturing all these people who are actively looking for that service. By the time they click on your landing page, they're already pre-sold because they were already looking for that service. Whereas on Facebook and TikTok, your strategy would be, this is why you need a landing page, and you have to try and convince people in volume. Now that works for other services, but for something where it's very, very like niche, only a small number of people actually need that, you have to go for the search engines.
Yeah, makes sense. And how do you decide? Do you have a process of deciding how to allocate budget to a particular platform, or does it matter?
So budget allocation is purely based on what is working. If we are getting a 9x return on Google, but a 4x return on Facebook, we'll put most of our budget on Google, but keep Facebook going, because at the end of the day, Facebook has a lower return, but it's still working. You don't want to like turn that off, because what happens too at the highest level when we have clients who are spending 1 million a month, um, they run into issues sometimes where, oh, their ad account gets shut down all of a sudden for some random thing, and then it could take a week to get that back up. Well, in that case, you want to make sure you have other traffic sources that are still generating money for you, right? But at the end of the day, we spend more money on what is actually working.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. What metrics do you go by? How would you judge a successful paid ads campaign?
Yeah. So the most important ones are ROAS and LTV. So ROAS is, for the audience that is listening, if you don't know what ROAS is, it is the exact return that you are making on your advertising. So if you spend $1,000 on advertising and you make $4,000 back, your ROAS is 4, right? So so the so that is really important, because that tells you, okay, on the front end, how profitable is your advertising? But what is more important than that is your LTV, which is your lifetime value. This tells you the bigger picture as to how much on average every customer is going to make you. So let's just say that you're selling a coaching program for 6 months, right? So over the course of 6 months, they will have paid you $20,000. That is your lifetime value. Now, if you are finding that people are dropping off 3 months in, which means they've only paid up to $10,000 at that point. And they stop paying from that point. They drop out 3 months in because the program sucks, right? Your lifetime value is actually $10,000. And you need to keep that in mind, because if your cost to acquire a customer is more than $10,000, well, it doesn't matter if you have a $20,000 program. You should know that this is not a profitable program and you need to change something about how are you getting clients. So those are the most important. And then for most of our clients sell a program as or a service that is anywhere from $5,000 to $120,000. And to sell a program like that, they need to book calls. So another really important metric for us is how much a qualified call costs. And a qualified call is a call that they meet all of the standards, and it's just a matter of whether or not they like the company. And yeah, so a cost per qualified call matters because that dramatically changes what it will cost to acquire a client and whatsoever. So if your cost per qualified call is too high, we already know we need to figure out first how we can drop that price. Otherwise, all the other metrics are going to be too high.
Yeah. Yeah. What would you say were some underutilized tactics in paid advertising that can produce a high yield in results?
And that goes back to my original point. What is underutilized for sure is copywriters. People go big on their marketing budgets. They can have a $50K marketing budget and go cheap on their copywriters. You're the most expensive person on your team should be a copywriter. And if it's not, you're doing it wrong. I've seen people who have a $500,000 budget that they're spending every single month, and then they'll pay $20,000 to an ad agency, and then their copywriter is maybe $2,000 a month. And
Yeah.
where that goes so wrong, it's like, wow, you have this beautiful website, beautiful landing pages. You have this high production video that you spent $100,000 on. That's great. But then the messaging is speaking to the wrong people and attracting the wrong people. And then they're like, wait, why is this not working? So copywriting first and foremost should be the most important thing. And another underutilized thing is working with a growth marketing partner that actually understands funnels, landing pages, right? Because one of the biggest problems that I see on sales calls when people come in and they want to work with us is they say, we've worked with so many agencies, but we've been burned in the past. None of them worked. And one of the first things that I'll ask them is, what were they doing on your landing pages? And they're like, what do you mean? We built landing pages and then we've been running ads for months. And I'm like, no. What changes have they made to your landing pages? And the reason why I ask that is, with our most successful clients, we will get to our 5th, sometimes our 6th variant of the landing page before everything is dialed in and they're just making 10x returns on their marketing. Now, if someone never changes it and they just settle with the original version, that destroys the entire operation. You could be targeting the right people, have the right messaging, but if the landing page itself doesn't have the right messaging and doesn't have the right layout or say the right things or have the right testimonials that speak to the problems that your target audience is having, you're going to convert the wrong people. You could have a high conversion rate, but of the wrong people. And so those two things, if you just focus on those, you'll be okay. You could run the ads yourself, not know anything about ads, but if you have the right messaging and someone who understands funnels, you'll be okay.
Interesting. Do you think there's a role for AI in marketing and paid advertising?
There is, and I actually have a controversial view on that.
I like it.
So this is how we're using AI right now. So AI, we use specifically ChatGPT, which really streamlines the process to giving us a bigger picture of, what problems our target audience is facing. And it also gives us a faster production of copy because it lays out, okay, these are the things that our target audience is having. And it also gives us some structure as to how we may write something. But what still needs to happen is a good copywriter looks over that and writes really good copy. I've seen so many people, they rely on AI, they fire their copywriters, big no-no. And then they have a chat GPT write out this copy. The chat GPT will write out their ads, their landing pages. And then they'll even go to the extent of, have you ever heard of those, like programs like Be Human?
Yeah.
So I've seen people use programs like Be Human where they will record themselves for 5 minutes and then they will use Be Human so that they can write out any script and it will be an AI copy of themselves, uh, like saying different versions of an ad. So I've seen people use Be Human, use ChatGPT to write everything, and then use other AI programs to develop graphics for them, and they don't get results. And they're just wondering, wait, like I have everything that I need. I have the ads, I have the copy, I have landing pages, but I'm not getting results. This is a scam. Again, the common theme there is they don't have a good copywriter that has experience and can say, oh no, I've seen this messaging work for this exact target audience before.
Mm. Yeah.
And then they're just lost. And then they go like $200,000 in the hole in their marketing. And they're just like, marketing doesn't work. And I'm like, well, tell that to all the other people who are making millions of dollars in profit because they have copywriters that they're paying 300 grand a year. Now, you don't need to do that. The secret to having world-class copywriters on a budget is this, and I'm going to give you the game right here and right now.
Yeah, please.
Okay. Here's the secret to having great copywriters on your team. Truly good copywriters do not settle for an employee salary. Good copywriters are freelancers who have multiple clients that they are charging a retainer. So a truly world-class copywriter who has produced millions of dollars for his clients or her clients, how they will charge you is you tell them what result you want, and they will get that done in the least amount of time as possible. And then they will ask you for a 3,000 a month retainer, 2,000 a month retainer, 5,000 a month retainer. So it is not based on hours. You will never be able to own 40 hours a week of the time of a world-class copywriter, unless you're willing to dish out $500,000 a year or more, right? The 300,000 a year copywriters, they may be good, but they're still not the world-class level. The world-class level, you're paying them 5 grand a month and they're probably spending 1 to 2 hours a month on your stuff, but they're getting good work. 1 to 2 hours a month is all you need from them. And if you want them to work on your clients, you just have to set expectations and really limit the kind of work that they're doing. It's like, hey, no, I just need you to write the emails for this client and this client and this client. And then I need you to tweak the copy on these landing pages, and they'll go do it. So for example, I have a world-class copywriter that I'm hiring right now, another one coming in. And the price is 4 grand a month, and they're going to work on 5 or 6 of my clients. And the total estimated commitment will be about maybe 8 to 10 hours for a whole month. But I'm happy with that because that small commitment from them, from a world-class copywriter, will allow my clients to be significantly successful, like very successful. And the profit on the retainers that we charge will more than enough pay for that copywriter to be on board. You see what I'm saying? So that's the secret. And that the same goes for if you want world-class media buyers, world-class funnel builders. You can never own all of their time. And the secret is not to have them as an employee. That doesn't work.
Sure. Do you have any comments on using video on landing pages?
Yeah. So
Or a matter of testing?
It helps a lot. When you talk about an opt-in rate, how many people land on your page and actually give their information to go to the next? Um, I've seen with simply adding a video on the front page, it could be 3 to 5 minutes long. Just giving a straight, this is our product, this is our service, this is how it works, and these are the people that we help. By simply adding that, your opt-in rate can go from like a 20% to a 30 or 40%. Like that's a huge difference. I actually have all of our clients do that.
Wow. And how about images? Do the images
Oh,
have to, any tips on images, on which images you work best on landing?
it is, images are important simply to break up text because you have to have good copy, long form copy that tells a story and really explains everything. Um, but no one's going to sit there and read a bunch of text if it looks like it's just one page of a huge Word document, right? Like, uh, images really help with the aesthetics of breaking the text apart. But more importantly, the images should really complement what the text is saying. If you're saying, oh, like our product has gotten XYZ results, well, show images of screenshots of your customers saying, yeah, this really is great. Or show images of the back end of your CRM showing the sales that customers have gotten. Something, anything that really complements it. But the most important thing with your images and your video is it's very numbers oriented. You're not just going to say, this is a great product, this is a great service, and people are having a good time. You're going to say, no, this product got XYZ result in X number of days, blah, 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 blah. Right? All the numbers are what actually sell it.
It's the numbers.
It is the numbers, yeah, and if you don't have those numbers, go and get it because that it like, when you have great messaging and, on your ads and your landing pages, and you're selling, say, a $10,000 program and your customers need to jump on a call, they are already sold, and they go to that call just being like, "Okay, I just wanna know a little bit of information, and then if you give me that information, I'll pull out my credit card right now." Like, that's how the call should go. Or if you're selling something directly from a landing page, they're already pre-sold, and if they can't afford it, they will come back in a few months and then go buy it without ever talking to anyone.
Yeah.
That's why messaging matters. It sells them before they even see the price.
Yeah. 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 I can see that. I can see that. Do you have any landing page software that you recommend, like a
Uh,
ClickFunnels or Unbounce? They're
for sure.
usually
Yeah. So
the
for our clients, we use Go High Level, which is a beautiful platform because you can do all of the email and SMS automations in there. You can also manage all of your leads in there. It's an all-in-one platform. Uh, in the US, it is $97 a month. So a little bit pricier than other subscriptions, but if you really compare what capabilities it has to other subscriptions, it technically actually saves you $200 a month if you're actually using all of those features. Another platform that we've seen success from, don't laugh at me, but it has worked wonders. And I've actually seen more success on this early in my career than any other platform, is Wix. So if you can't afford Go High Level, Wix is actually so underrated. The drag and drop features, beginner friendly. Here's the thing about Wix. Um, if you use the same elements that you use on any other landing page builder, you can get um, the landing page like speed far lower than you can on any other landing page builder out there. Um, like Wix just loads really, really fast. And a way to speed it up even more, and this goes for any landing page builder, if you're using WordPress, Squarespace, Shopify. If you use a platform that I use, it's called cloudconvert.com. It is only $10 a month. It's a quick conversion software that allows you to change all of your images uh, and assets to WebP. So from PMG or JPG to WebP. you cut down the file size by as much as like a 20x. And when you have small file sizes on your webpage, it loads so much faster. And the reason that's important is I have found that by dropping the page loading speed by 2 seconds, you can increase the opt-in rate by as much as 10 to 20%.
Wow.
And so that's why we have all these clients where so many of them, their opt-in rates are 40 to 60%. Making all these small optimizations, it just makes the biggest difference in what it costs to acquire a client. You just win across the board. So I'm giving it a game out right now. Like they're gonna steal this. They're gonna do this for the clients and be like, oh, look at us. We're now getting 50% opt-in rates for our clients. And I'm gonna be like,
Yeah,
well, there
that's
you
the
go. You're welcome. You're welcome.
How do you stay ahead of the curve on these things? Because you're a busy guy. Do you do lots of like reading, um, listen to podcasts, etc., or
Yeah. So
just through experience?
in in the last about 3 years, I spent about $76,000 on online courses to really learn and see what other people are doing. And then I've also spent a good amount on YouTube just to see what other people are doing. It's like, oh, AI this, AI that. We'll try a lot of this at a small scale and ultimately just stick with um, the most simple path to getting the results that we're trying to get. And oftentimes, the most simple path is not jumping on the bandwagon on every single tool that's out there. Our 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 path is pretty simple. We just go high level, chat GPT, and then um, a a graphic editing software, and then a video editing software, and that's it. Yeah, that's it. Well, that and then Zapier. I don't know if you're familiar with Zapier, but
Yeah. Yeah.
that and Zapier, and then we have everything that we need. And we have these clients come in. Wait, you're not using other AI software. You're not using this CRM. You're not using this analytics platform. And it's like, no, but look at your results. We don't need all of that. And you're getting great returns on marketing. That's all that matters. The
Yeah.
other reason I hire out for marketing is to get great results. And we can do that with the most simple like setup possible, then we'll do that.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes total sense. It's what gets the results.
Exactly. Yeah.
Tell me about. I know you do email marketing too.
Yeah.
Uh, a lot of people say that email is dead or is old fashioned. Uh,
Uh,
Thought on that?
So I'll say this. Assume by email marketing, you're talking about cold email or are you talking about email automations?
Uh, I'm more cold email.
So cold email is a game that it really, really works if you have products or services that are under $3,000. The moment you have anything that is above that, cold email is not going to work for you. And then um, I'll say this too, like especially for marketing agencies, like cold email works if you're targeting like small businesses and like local businesses, but it doesn't really work if you're targeting online businesses. You really have to have that context in mind. Cold email works very, very well in industries in general where they probably don't really spend a lot of time online. And the only method of communication that they answer is a text or an email. And where that is, your local restaurants, your local, um, your any like your local bank, your local like contractors, anything like that. Cold email works well. But for everything else, your best bet is to run ads because you can target those people very specifically. If they're searching for your product or service, you can capture them on Google or Microsoft because you can put a search engine ad that captures those people. Oh, you're looking for this product or service? Well, click here. And then for everything else, you can capture those people in volume. Say you're trying to reach roofing contractors or like restaurant owners or marketing agencies. Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube already have those targeting parameters where you can target those people. You just
Yeah.
put it in, it'll show you those people in volume. And then if your messaging is good, enough of those people will go and buy your stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
And that's the key point, the messaging.
exactly. It all comes down to that. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. So SMS marketing, is that, is that big in the USA? Is that a big?
It is, but we recently had, so this was in August 2023. We had a big update where that really cracked down on email and SMS spam, but actually it was just SMS spam. Sorry. And so SMS for the most part, people are not really sending cold SMS because they can get their business in huge trouble now. So SMS is really more for retargeting, but
Yeah.
email and SMS retargeting we do through Go High Level. They give us their information, we put them through a long-term sequence, and especially if your product is really, really expensive, we could be retargeting them for months. And that's just the secret. If you retarget them for months, they're bound to come back months later, and then out of nowhere, you get a $100,000 invoice.
Yeah.
So
Have you used ManyChat?
yeah, back in the day, yeah. Uh, I have a controversial view on that. A lot of people talk about how those chatbots are so amazing. If you have a products that are under 2000 $2,000, that may work, but anything above that, it's just it's not going to work. ManyChat is good at getting impulse engagement from people, from the masses, but the thing is, um, if you are targeting a higher demographic to sell a $10,000 $50,000 product, those people aren't going to spend their time talking to a robot. They want to just quickly click and then jump on a call,
Yeah.
or quickly click and buy it if it's already in their budget, right? Like they don't want to spend their time. So like that could work for maybe a lower product, but our target audience, people that we work with, they sell packages that are $5,000 or more. So we do something completely different. In fact, we spend all day targeting millionaires. That's just our game. So if you sell a product or service that is worth more than $5,000, oh, we can certainly help you. In fact, I'll say if it's more than $2,000, we can help you. Because it's to the point where we're targeting the same overlapping audiences for our audience, for our clients, um, and we're practically using a lot of the same messaging. We'll tweak some here and there if they're in a different niche, because when you target millionaires, right? People who have these 8 or 9 figure businesses, the messaging changes a lot. We're saying things like, if you have 20 employees or more, um, if you have a sales and a marketing team, if your HR department is blah, 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 and we're speaking to problems that only these really, really loaded leads would have, and it works wonders, right? So, but I don't want to go too much on a tangent on that. You get the whole messaging thing.
Yeah. I can. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you tried LinkedIn ads?
I haven't spent too much time there, so I can't really speak on that.
Okay. Okay. So we're going to just change gears slightly as we're getting towards the end of the interview.
Okay.
I was going to ask you just some quick fire questions, not related to marketing, just
Okay.
related to nothing controversial.
Okay.
Friendly. So, can you tell me your favorite food?
Oh, like pastas, probably. Yeah.
Pasta.
Pasta. Yeah.
With anything? Pasta.
Oh, I,
Uh,
call me lame and or unoriginal, but um, I like that my pasta with bolognese sauce.
oh yeah,
Fantastic.
yeah. I love that.
Great day. Okay.
Favorite music?
House music for sure.
Oh wow. Any particular artists?
Oh, I I I like I like a good amount of different people. I don't know if you've heard of Sander Van Doorn. He plays at a lot of festivals, but he's pretty cool. He's pretty good.
Right? Favorite sport?
Uh, uh, Football European, like football European. I like. We call it soccer over here, but
Yeah,
I'll,
yeah.
I'll be respectful. It's football. I do like watching. Well, I spent a couple. I lived in Germany for about 6 years, and I lived in Italy for a year. So I definitely I spent a good amount of time around that culture. So
So like Bayern Munich. And
yeah, I watched them a little bit, but I'm not too crazy about certain clubs. Like I watched Bayern Munich, I watched FC Ka for a little bit. I don't know. I'm not too crazy on those clubs. It was just fun to watch. It was a past. Oh, yeah.
and favorite book
Favorite book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. It's the one thing that got me into entrepreneurship for sure.
is yeah, it's mentioned on the website, isn't it? Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was. I got to actually work with him, so that was a full circle. 10 years later, after reading that book, I got to actually work with him. So yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Uh, Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki.
How did it inspire you? Or how did it help?
The book.
Mm.
Look, yeah. Because the book talks about how, there's two ways to live. One, you can work for someone else, build their dream, build their assets in the form of you work 40 hours a week and you are just another number to them. The other way to see it is you can build your own wealth and there is an unlimited cap to how much money you can make and the opportunities available to you. And so I saw it as, well, maybe I want to be my own boss. And then he goes on to talk about like, yeah, you can be your own boss, but the real winners are people who can go from being their own boss to investing in assets so that they never have to work again. And so like I really like that, but I'm at a place in my life where I don't know what I would do if I wasn't working. So I'm just happy to be my own boss and just keep that going. So I love that book. That's the best book. It's life changing.
That's great. So if people want to contact you, what is the best method?
The best way to do that is to go to fizzimedia.com. That is FIZZI media.com, and has everything you need to know about what we offer and what we do and all of our top case studies and then all of our top clients. And then from there, you can book a call and we'll take a look and we'll have a chat.
Great, great. Well, I'll put the web address down below when we publish.
Perfect.
Are you on the socials like TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram?
I am, but there's nothing like public there to follow. We have our website, and then we have our podcasts, and that's about it. And it's something that works for us. We're just growing at an exponential rate.
Right.
Without that, and I truly believe in if we're going to take the most simple route to grow massively, we're going to help our clients do the same.
Yeah, yeah. That's fantastic. I really appreciate your time. You've dropped some real truth bombs on this show.
Thanks so much for having me. It's really fun.
Yeah. And hopefully people watch this podcast all the way through, because otherwise they will miss some really, really great information.
It gets juicy for sure.
So yeah, enjoy Las Vegas, and please feel free if you want to come back on again. If you want to, that is, then you're more than welcome.
Absolutely, for sure.
If you visit the UK, let me know.
Yes, let's do it.
Have a great day.
Hey, you too.
That's right. Cheers, Jason.